Welcome back. The month of November is National Adoption Month, and with record amounts of children currently living in foster care in North Carolina, we wanted to take the time to learn more about the fostering and adoption process.
So let's say good morning to Michaela Reinhardt. She is a family recruitment specialist with the Children's Home Society of North Carolina. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, everyone.
We are excited to learn more about this. First, can you talk about the importance of fostering a child and maybe some of those statistics for youth who we know are aging out of the system?
Yeah, so more than 250,000 children enter the foster care system in the United States every year, and more than 23,000 of those children will age out of the U.S. foster care system each year as well. Um, and there's currently over 300,000 children who are living without permanent families in the U.S. foster care system.
Those are really startling statistics, Michaela, and we know that you have personal experience living in foster care. You had a difficult childhood, but we know that someone made a difference in your life that really changed the trajectory. If you could share your personal experience with us.
Yeah, I didn't find permanency till I was about 17 years old in the foster care system. I had been involved with CPS since I was 9, and eventually I ended up aging out in that foster home, and we completed an adult adoption, but that is not just specific to me. 32% of the children who are eligible for adoption from foster care must wait at least 3 years before they will ever even be adopted by a safe, stable, and loving family that maybe they've been placed with long term. And so for me, in my case, that ended up resulting in me aging out and me being able to be adopted as an adult. But I still did receive that permanency with a really loving family, and they definitely changed the trajectory of my entire life.
Really happy and thankful to hear that outcome for
Yes.
you. Now, we know some families have that fear of the unknown when it comes to fostering. What would you say to them who maybe are considering fostering?
Yeah, so I would say that fostering is not as scary as it seems, and we have multiple recruiters on standby that are doing information sessions virtually each week here at Children's Home Society, where you can register on our website under the About Us tab under our events, and we can really talk through the myths that maybe you've heard. We can give you some very promising stories, success stories. We have testimonials from our CHS families. Some of us have lived experience where we can talk from a personal point of view and really help ease those maybe concerns that families would have going into fostering. People who have worked in child welfare long term and have experienced the success and happiness of these families coming together can really help you through all of those nerves that you may have through the process.
And if someone maybe doesn't feel called to foster, offering maybe a temporary safe space for a child in a certain season of their life. We know the ultimate goal, though, would be permanency and adoption. You have told me before, just raising awareness and simply spreading the good word of what the Children's Home Society does and just the need that we are facing right now, right?
Yes, as a society, we are called to support our children. And that means really being aware of what's going on in our U.S. foster care system and really spreading awareness about what these children are facing each day. These children are the least of these children are overlooked in big rooms, and so we need to continue to be spreading awareness about these kids. And we can get involved, help you get involved in several ways, not just by fostering. There's also options to do respite care, where basically you're babysitting for another foster family temporarily. It's still the same licensing process. And if you feel like you want to dive in deeper later on, then you can do that as well with that same license. Also, sometimes the goal is not uh, per se adoption. There's always going to be those kids who have to end up ultimately finding that permanency in adoption, but permanency means so much more outside of just adoption. Kids need permanency whether they are in an interim goal or plan for reunification, they need interim moms and dads. I have several foster families that I reach out to still to this day at 25 years old that have been such a support and loving, safe place for me to go throughout my time in foster care. And their role was no different or no less important than any of the other families that I lived with or even my adoptive mom. Being a foster parent is a super important role, but also just spreading awareness and getting involved, whether it's volunteering or helping with philanthropy or anything like that. There's so many different ways that we've seen people become involved with spreading awareness about kids in the U.S. foster care system.
Michaela, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us and for your time this morning. Once again, everyone at home, you can learn more about fostering or adopting a child by connecting with the Children's Home Society of North Carolina. Just visit their website as you see on your screen, CHNC.org, CHSNC.org as you see, or call that phone number on your screen, 336-271-7989.